avoids contact. Okay. My fluid reservoir is filled between the minimum and maximum, and there are no visible signs of leaks on the tank or the hoses. My power steering reservoir is filled between the minimum and the maximum, and there are no visible signs of leaks on the tank or on the hoses. My oil, if I was to check my oil, I'd pull it out, wipe it off. I don't think you guys actually need to say that. You just need to say if you're going to check your oil is between minimum and maximum. I was about to say all the old shit, sorry. Now you just make a blanket statement, just one statement saying that all of my air hoses in the engine bay have no audible signs of leaks. All of my fluid hoses have no visible signs of leaks. There's also no fluid or puddles down on the ground, which would indicate a leak. Okay, we'll move into my steering. My steering gearbox is securely mounted and there's no visible signs of leaks. My pitman arm, drag link, upper and lower steer arm, and tie rod are all securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware, and they're all secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. There's my steering. My front leaf spring mount, my rear leaf spring mount, which is kind of hard to see back there, and my leaf springs are all securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware, and there's no signs of slipping. My shock absorber is securely mounted at the top and the bottom. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware, and there's no visual signs of leaks. My ABS line, which is this guy, is my electrical line. It's securely mounted on both ends, and it's not worn, torn, or frayed. My air brake line is securely mounted on both ends, and it's not cracked, worn, or frayed, and there's no audible signs of leaks. In between my brake drum and my brake shoes, there's no oil or grease in between my brake drum and my brake shoes. My tire is securely mounted to the rim. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and no audible signs of leaks. My tread depth is no less than 4/32 of an inch, and I would check that using a tread depth gauge. And my tires also fill between 100 to 110 psi, and I would check that using an air pressure gauge at the valve stem and cap. My valve stem and cap is securely mounted. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's no audible signs of leaks. My rim or wheel is not cracked or broken, and there's no illegal welds or drill holes. My lug nuts are all present. They're all securely mounted. There's no signs of looseness, which would be indicated by rust streaks or shiny metal threads, and there's also no broken studs. Remember, rust streaks would just be like a little streak of rust coming underneath the lug nut, not the lug nut being rusty. It'd be underneath the lug nut, like it's crying. Okay, put it that way.
That's a good one.
Yep. So tire's done. This guy is my turn signal, four-way flasher, and marker light. It's not cracked or broken, and it is amber in color. Remember to separate these two. We were talking about that the other day, right?
Yep.
My mirror mount is securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware. My mirrors are clean and not cracked or broken. My batteries are all securely mounted. The wires are securely mounted and they're not worn, torn, or frayed. All of my connections are tight, and the battery lid is secure, and there's no signs of corrosion. I almost screwed that one up. My DEF tank, which is down here, this is just the cap. The cap is secure on my DEF tank. My DEF tank is securely mounted, and there's no signs of visible leaks on the tank or on the hoses. My fuel tank cap is secure. and it's my fuel tank itself securely mounted. There's no visible signs of leaks on the tank or on the hoses. Now we're going to work our way up to the top and the bottom. My DOT tape or reflective tape up there is securely mounted and present. Okay, these are my quick releases. So my quick releases, air hoses, and clad hands are not cut, cracked, chafed, taped, or worn, and there's no audible signs of leaks because there's air in there, right? My electrical line is securely mounted on both ends. It's not crimped, pinched, tangled, or dragging against any vehicle parts. My frame and cross member, so my frame and cross member on the tractor, as well as my cross member and frame on the trailer, have no holes or broken welds in them, and there's also no holes inside the trailer floor. So it's kind of a blanket statement talking about your trailer and your tractor frame right here. I don't think I missed anything there. I think we should be good. I'm trying to take a second here to make sure I didn't miss anything. This might not be a bad idea right here. A lot of you guys missed that guy. Just talk about your clearance light right here. It's not cracked or broken, and it is amber in color. My trailer is lying flat against my fifth wheel skid plate, and there's no gap between my apron or my fifth wheel skid plate. While we're talking about our apron, I don't want to forget to say that it's not cracked or broken. My fifth wheel skid plate is secured to the vehicle by the fifth wheel platform, which is this guy. This whole piece here is the fifth wheel platform. That's our frame. So our fifth wheel skid plate is secured to the vehicle by the fifth wheel platform, and it is properly greased. My fifth wheel skid plate is also not cracked, bent, or broken. My release arm is in the engaged position. My fifth wheel slide, it has locking pins, and those locking pins are in the lock position, and they're not cracked, bent, or broken. If I were to go underneath the fifth wheel, my kingpin back there is not bent, damaged, or worn, and my locking jaws are locked around the kingpin. We don't need to go underneath there anymore. I found that out. That's part of our pre-trip. You guys don't need to go underneath for whatever reason. I feel like I'm almost forgetting something on that fifth wheel stuff. I think I got it all. Did you guys see anything? All right, I think I'm there. I also found out, from what I know, we do not need to talk about our lights under there anymore. I didn't know that. We've been talking about them. We don't need to. And I think the reason is the moment you hook up to a trailer, okay, those lights don't matter no more. Now they only worry about the lights that are in the back, according to the law. So I think that's why we don't got to talk about it. My DOT reflective tape on the side of the trailer is securely mounted and present. My landing gear, I've got my sand shoe and my support frame are not damaged or missing any parts. My crank handle is in a stowed position, and it's proper distance from the tractor, and it's fully raised. I think that's it. I don't know, you guys actually did better than I probably did on that one. You guys actually probably did. So there's my turn signal, four-way flasher marker light. It's not cracked or broken. It is amber in color. I'm literally saying the same thing about every light. They're not cracked or broken, and then I'm saying whatever color it is. That's it. My sliding tandem here is in the locked position by the locking pins, and those locking pins are not cracked, bent, or broken. They're in the locked position. My release arm is in the locked position or engaged position. That's all we got to say there. I forgot to talk about my tires back here. I would check them the same way I check the tires up there, as well as my drives, except for those are all not less than 2/32 of an inch. We don't need to talk about our mud flaps anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to. We used to. I don't know why we don't, but we don't anymore. My ABS light is not cracked or broken, and it is amber in color. My marker light is not cracked or broken, and it is red in color. At the back, we'll start at the top and work down. My clearance lights up at the top, those little tiny 3 dots, are not cracked or broken, and they are red in color. My DOT tape at the top of the door, bottom of the door, and on the bumper is securely mounted and present. My turn signals, 4-way flashers, and marker lights are on the outside. Those are not cracked or broken, and they're red in color. My brake lights and marker lights on the inside are not cracked or broken, and they're red in color. My license plate light is not cracked or broken, and it is clear in color. And then at the end, I would check this side of the tractor and trailer the same way I check that side of the tractor and trailer. Me, 100% every time.